Hi, I'm Beck and Food's My Life. Now stay tuned because in today's video I'm going to make a classic French dessert and it's coming right up. So you've probably guessed I'm making creme brulee. Now most people love this dessert not only because it's a beautiful smooth baked custard, but the best bit's got to be that caramelized sugar on top that becomes like a crunchy toffee that you just crack through with your spoon. Many people shy away from making creme brulee because they think it's hard to do, but I'm here today to show you that that's not true at all and you don't need very many ingredients. So let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to do is use a small knife to slice my vanilla pod lengthways. Now I always use a vanilla pod when I make this dessert because I just love being able to see those little black seeds throughout my creme brulee. It just makes it look more authentic and you know that the vanilla is real, that it hasn't just come out of a jar, it's actually from a vanilla pod. Okay, so there it is, I've just cut it in half. I'm going to throw that in a saucepan. Okay, now before I do throw it in my saucepan, I'm just going to scrape out those black seeds and pop them in the pan there. Now in with the whole pod and some thickened cream. So I've got my heat on medium now and I'm giving this a stir just to make sure those little vanilla seeds are being dispersed around that cream. And I'm going to bring this now to scalding point, so not quite boiling point, just before it boils. And once I get to that point, I'm going to take it off the heat. Okay, now I've just put my hot cream mixture aside. And in my mixing bowl here, I have about 6 egg yolks and I've just sifted in some caster sugar. Now using a metal whisk, I'm going to whisk these ingredients together for about 2 to 3 minutes or until that sugar is dissolved and the mixture is a bit more pale. Okay, so that's been about 2.5 minutes now. And you can see that that has really changed in consistency and colour. So that's much lighter now and fluffier. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to add that cream to the egg mixture, and while we do this we have to keep whisking the entire time. So keep whisking and just little by little add that creamy vanilla mixture. Don't stop whisking. Okay, now once that's been done, what we're going to do now is grab a jug and put a sieve on top of the jug and carefully pour in the hot creamy mixture. And that's it, we're done. How simple is it to make a creme brulee mixture? Now that it's in a jug, it's really easy to pour into our little ramekin molds. So these are 1/2 cup capacity ramekins, and I think that's a really good size for a little dessert because creme brulee is particularly a good dessert to serve if you know you're having a pretty big dinner, pretty rich dinner, and you just want something small to sweeten the palate after dinner. This is the perfect choice. You'll also notice that I'm using here a pretty deep baking tray, like a roasting pan. And in that, I have used an old tea towel to line it. So I've just folded the tea towel in half and I'm placing my ramekins on top. And this helps to stop them from shifting around in the pan. So as you can see, this mixture that we made today is the perfect amount for 8 serves. Now I'm going to boil the kettle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a little water bath for these desserts to cook in. So very carefully start pouring the boiling water into the roasting dish, and we're going to add enough so that the boiling water comes up about halfway up the side of those little dishes. Halfway up. So of course we're going to cook these very gently on a low heat. So I have my oven heated to 120 degrees right now, 120 degrees Celsius that is. And all this, because it's a low temperature, you can appreciate that this hot water is helping the cooking process by creating lots of beautiful steam in that oven. and that steam is going to help cook these custards. So that's about halfway up now. That's done. I need to now very carefully take this water bath, place it in the oven, and we're going to bake these little custards for about 40 minutes or until the custard has just set. So my beautiful creme brulees have come out of the oven and I'm allowing them to cool slightly. What I do next is I put them in a container and I keep them in the fridge until I'm ready to serve. So at this stage, your custards are still going to be quite wobbly. Once they go in the fridge, they firm up, and then just before you serve, you bring them out of the fridge and you do the caramelized sugar topping. So I'm going to put these in the fridge now, but I might just do one topping for the camera. Okay, now when it comes time, you're ready to serve your desserts. This is where the theatrics become involved with creme brulee, the best bit. So you top your little pudding with sugar. Now I like to use demerara sugar. Demerara sugar is sort of like raw sugar, only it's even less refined and it's more grainy. It's bigger granules. I like to use demerara sugar because once it's burnt, you get a really nice, deeper, more caramel sort of flavor from it. So I love to use the less refined sugars whenever it comes to cooking them or burning them, in this case, to make like a beautiful toffee, a crunchy toffee. So you just top your dessert, your creme brulee, with that sugar. Now, if you like your toffee nice and thick, you just simply add more sugar. If you like a nice thin, crispy layer of toffee, you add less sugar. Now, here comes the fun bit. We get our little kitchen blowtorch and you switch it on, that helps, and we burn. So you use the flame and you gently drag it across, back and forth across the sugar. Okay, it's starting to get some brown on it now. Yes. Melt the sugar as much as you like. So the proof is in the pudding, they say. Look, I'm gonna have one less pudding to serve to my guests tomorrow, but I'll just have my dessert now. I don't need it tomorrow. I need to test this for you now, don't I? All right, hopefully you can hear the crack. No, that was sort of my spoon hitting the side of the ramekin. But anyway, let me give this a little taste. Can you hear me crunching? That's that beautiful sugary top. Oh, I love it. That's just divine. Beautiful, smooth, creamy. You've got to try making creme brulee. Don't be scared, do it. And if you want to have a go, then check out the description box below, because there you're going to find a link to my website, and there you'll find my recipe for creme brulee under the desserts menu. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please do, because that way you'll always know what I'm up to in the kitchen. I'll see you next time.